Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome back to another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day, and we got to stick with the vision. Feelings and vision won't always be the same, so you got to stick with the vision. Your emotions are going to fluctuate. Your vision can't fluctuate. And so when you start to be able to win at the levels that you want to win at, emotionally, you're going to go through some roller coasters at times. You're going to feel like doing some things. You're going to not feel like doing some things. You're going to feel like you had a good day one day. You're going to feel like maybe you didn't have the best day. I think I saw John Maxwell say, and those of you that don't know John Maxwell, do yourself a favor and check him out, the #1 leadership author in the world. He said there's very rarely 2 good days in a row in a leader's life. Ain't that crazy? This is what nobody sees when they say they want what you want. And he doesn't mean that you're not happy. It's just there's always problems. And the bigger you get, the more people's lives that you impact, the more people's lives that you influence, the more obstacles, the more crap that happens, the more just chances that things may pop up. And so there's always something that happens. And so what you got to do is learn how to do 2 things. One is to ride the wave, the roller coaster, and not let your feelings get in the way, because if you don't feel like it or you had a bad day, you still got to show up like a professional. And really when you go to the next level, you start to learn how to not even ride the roller coaster, that you just kind of stay even keel, and you don't get too high and you don't get too low. But all that takes discipline. Discipline bridges the gap between how you feel and what you said that you wanted and what you said you were willing to do before things got uncomfortable. Right? You probably heard this before. There's 2 pains in life. There's the pain of discipline and the pain of disappointment. Think about that for a minute. If you can handle the pain of discipline, then you won't have to deal with the pain of disappointment as much. But if you can't handle the pain of discipline, then you're going to have to handle the pain of disappointment. But life is going to be pain. This is what people don't understand. You choose your pain. You choose your hard. Just like when people say life is hard, no doubt, 100%. We choose our hard. It's either going to be hard because we don't pay the price or hard because we pay the price. You choose which life that you want to which life it is that you want to live. And so when you act on the vision, your feelings eventually fall in line, because sometimes you got to act yourself into feeling. You ever wake up in the morning and you're supposed to, like, I know this happens to me sometimes. I get up in the morning, I don't feel like working out. I don't feel like doing whatever it is it's like, man, I don't really feel like getting up and rolling right now. And this is where this is where you start to train your life. And people look at that first piece of it, the wake up, is like it's no big deal. But to me, it's a huge deal, because this is where you start to train yourself. I'm not going to listen to my emotions and my feelings or what I want to do. I'm going to do what I know that I need to do. And that's how the day starts to transpire. That's how your life starts to transpire. And if you start falling victim to your feelings all the time, most of the time, more often than you should, life typically follows that path. You don't feel your way into acting. Sometimes you ain't going to feel like it. If you're waiting on feeling like it, you're going to be waiting for a long time if you're in the pursuit of greatness, because going to the next level, it's going to cost you some things that ain't comfortable. Like the cost of going to the next level is discomfort. The cost of going to the next level is doing stuff that you don't feel like doing. The cost of going to the next level is doing some things that suck, that there's a bunch of other things that would be more comfortable to you. And so you can't feel your way into acting. We got to act our way into feeling. And so we got to get ourselves to action. You got to be about that action. Motivation is not reliable all the time. This is why I forget who said it, but there was a guy that said, hey, motivation doesn't last. People used to say motivation doesn't last. That's why we recommend it daily. Meaning you need to motivate yourself daily. You gotta pour into yourself daily, because motivation isn't always reliable. Motivation is unreliable. Movement is reliable. Like, get yourself moving. Whether you like it or not, get yourself moving. That's going to get you the results. You might not always be motivated. So if you're relying on being motivated to do it, you ain't going to be doing too much. But movement, just go get it done regardless of how you feel. That's the stuff that winning is made up of. People think it's like in a straight line. Inspiration equals motivation equals action. It's cyclical. Take action. That'll start to inspire you and motivate you to take more action, because you're proud of yourself that you learned how to get through the feeling of, I didn't feel like doing it, but I took action anyway. And now I feel confident in myself. And so I'm inspired, because when you take action, you start to get results. And that inspiration starts to motivate me a little bit more to take a little bit more action, but it takes more action. We know one of the biggest brands in the world, one of my favorite books, Shoe Dog, by the founder of Nike. And what's their slogan? Just do it. Right? Not anything really about tennis shoes, not anything really about sweatpants, just do it. And so that's the slogan for us this week is, hey, regardless of how you feel, if you're trying to win, just do it. Action creates momentum, and momentum creates the belief. What aligns with the vision? Like, think about what things are you doing that align with your vision, and how many things are you doing that don't align with your vision? Discipline, right? So what things, look at yourself right now. What am I doing? What in the course of today, the day, what is my vision? I want to be a great father, business person, husband, football player, wrestler, whatever it is. Okay. Look at this week. What are you doing to be that aligns with your vision? And what things are you doing that don't align with that vision and the priorities that you got in your life? Audit your habits. What is your habits? Audit your circle, who you're spending your time with, and audit your time, what you're spending your time on, and cut out all distractions in people, places, and things that don't align. If it doesn't serve your vision, it's a distraction, and it's disguised as comfort. You're comfortable with that thing, those people, that situation. People will talk crap. That's a byproduct of going to the next level, is people talking crap, but you can't let people stop you. Criticism means that you're doing something worth noticing. So the advice that I got for you is to stick with the vision when the feelings and the motivation fade, because you're going to have seasons of life where the motivation fades a little bit. In my feeling, I don't feel like doing it. And one of the best habits, one of the best skill sets that you could start to develop right now is to get yourself to do things that you don't feel like doing, regardless of the way that you feel, because you know it's what's going to take you to the next level, okay? So let's choose discipline over comfort, and let's stick with our vision, and guess what? We're going to see you on top. As always, we appreciate you. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day.